Good evening, students. As I have discussed in earlier video about molecular basis of inheritance and variation, molecular basis of inheritance. So in that, the next process of Hershey-Chase experiment, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase in 1952, genetic material of DNA. Nothing but he has told in earlier Griffith experiment is that transforming principle from organism to organism transferring is DNA. Here another experiment after that, this is also groundbreaking experiment in 1952. The process is called actually transduction process. So what he has told here is the two experiments, the bacteriophage. See the diagram here. The bacteriophage is attaching to bacteria. The virus which is having the head is having the genetic material inside that has occupied with radioactive S35 labeled protein capsule, and another one is with phosphorus. They have subjected in first experiments. You take it as a first left side is for experiment 1 and right side is experiment 2. So they have subjected to infection. That time the infected, the bacteriophage went and attached to the bacteria. Observe the slide carefully. In first one, in first experiment, the genetic material which is there in black started coming inside. In another, it has come already. In second one, it is coming both sides. Then further blending and then subjected to centrifugation. Centrifugation machine, it is a machine where they keep then the pellet and the down two parts, sediment and pellet two parts will separate. That time this kind of DNA has transferred in one experiment. Experiment 2. It has went, not in experiment 1. How? The observation is the bacteria infected with viruses that had radioactive DNA were radioactive. So they has written that no radioactivity detected in cells. That means the color hasn't changed, and radioactivity S35 detected in supernatant. So here the bacteria infected with, like suppose the S sulfur will have the protein, which has protein will help in transferring the genetic material. Protein won't transfer, it help in transferring. So in second experiment, the radioactive P32, phosphor 32 detected in cells, the inside the DNA has come. So already bacterial has one DNA. Already both will combine here and start producing more bacteria. So DNA will transfer here. The protein won't transfer, but DNA will transfer. Some genetic material is helping in transferring DNA. That is what Hershey and Chase told. So conclusion of experiment is that DNA is the infecting agent that made bacteria radioactive. It made bacteria radioactive. Hence, DNA is the genetic material here, not the protein. So, the second experiment which has told that is DNA is the genetic material. Okay, with this experiment is done. So, next we will go on to the properties of genetic material. See here, the genetic material which is there, what we are learned is Generally, the question might come as RNA is the genetic material earlier. Why not now? For that answer, I'm going to give you now and how to write. And another question is DNA is stable. The DNA is more stable. Why? Then you can write these answers. First one is the genetic material. Properties of genetic material, both DNA and RNA are like, suppose DNA generally will get self-replicated, semi-conservative. From one DNA, automatically again one more strand can duplicate. The duplication happens here. So the properties for genetic material is it should be self-replicated, it should be chemically for experiments, chemically and structurally it should be stable because the DNA has more stable than RNA. RNA is unstable. DNA is more stable. It should provide scope for the changes in mutation. The sudden change in DNA generally causes mutation. There are two types of mutation we will learn in further. So as of now, I am going to tell you about this point only. So it should be expressed to help from Mendelian character, and RNA, DNA fulfill the criteria. Both has fulfilled the criteria. So why RNA is unstable here? They have given here is the 2OH group, the 2' hydroxyl group present at every nucleotide on the RNA structure, which is single strand. On that, this hydroxyl group will be present. That makes RNA more easily degradable. Because of this hydroxyl, the RNA will break very fast into small fragments. So RNA is generally as a catalyst. RNA is a catalyst. It it helps in reaction should happen. So it is reactive RNA. So RNA is the first genetic material, first when the evolution and slowly the from inorganic compounds organic, then first protoplasm has started protocell, the single cell. That time when the single cell happened, the small invertebrates, all these when the single virus, those contain this RNA. At that time it is single RNA, but not as process the organisms into complex, it has changed. That time it has changed into from RNA to DNA. So DNA is now the more advanced. The DNA has occupied the place of most genetic material, best genetic material. So why DNA is more stable? Then stability of DNA, you have to mention the first point. It has more stable because in Griffith experiment and Hershey Chase experiment, they have mentioned it is as a the best genetic material is DNA. So in place of that, the difference between RNA and DNA is the thymine. Thymine in DNA, whereas in RNA, uracil. Uracil. Uracil also confers that uracil is the place for RNA. So the genetic material, because it is why be because of our DNA replication, and DNA however depends on RNA for photosynthesis. DNA depends on RNA for, because we are going to learn in this lesson only the next replication process, transcription. That time you will know that how DNA is depending on RNA to start the process. So RNA can directly code for synthesis of proteins. So it can easily express, the RNA can express easily. Both DNA and RNA can mutate. So The next experiment to explain this, the RNA world, as I explained, which is the first genetic material. So here it is see here the replication process. The replication process, see the Watson-Crick model of DNA where the figure 6.6, see the sequence of DNA, ATGC, the GCTA, like that. The coding, the sequence, those base pairs are A is equal to T, Z is equal to 3, C, Chargaff base pair role. So there, see the replication fork has happened, the replication fork has opened, then automatically when primary synthesis, that new DNA molecule which is in violet color, the new DNA molecule has come. The new DNA molecule, how it came. So see the semi-conservative. You can write it as a semi-conservative process. Why DNA is the semi-conservative? Even this experiment now, the experimental proof of here before going to replication, see this experiment which is Michelson and Stahl has done the experiment on E. coli, specifically in ammonium chloride medium. The diagram will show you see the carefully the diagram. The first one, the DNA they have taken, which is N15, they have subjected into test tube, into centrifugation, then they have left for 20 minutes. They grew E. coli in NH4Cl medium for many generation. Here nitrogen 15 is heavy nitrogen. It is not a radioactive element. N15 is a heavy nitrogen. How the molecule, another DNA has come from that, we are going to know here. So after subjecting into 20 minutes, the result was newly synthesized DNA. So here the E. coli with their medium which is NH14 divides. So it starts giving, the green one is new synthesis, new DNA, which is N14 DNA when they subjected to cesium chloride, CaCl medium. See the band has happened in next is the, here first light red, then dark red. Here it is the light nitrogen is having the light green, and heavy, which is heavy nitrogen, that has given the dark hybrid. So the new generation has started, the new fragments which are happened is the DNAs, it will multiply many times. It will multiply. The DNA has multiplied, the extracted DNA that remained as double-stranded helices. Further, many centrifugations will give many experiments. This is prove that experimental proof of DNA is the replication, semi-conservative replication. So the replication process, how it goes here in the next picture we are going to understand. See here slowly the machinery and enzymes. See the enzymes. First I am going to explain about enzymes. They have given so much description, but you have to write the point by point. See the diagram. This diagram you see carefully, and if you want to note it down, you note it down the point by point. See here the DNA, which is the double helix model, they have taken small point which has a replication fork. The open here, the bubble has opened here. So to start the process. Before starting this process, there are some enzymes will be helpful in this, whose having each different function. So here see the strand which is there, blue, that is template strand, which are parental strands two, which are opening. One side it is continuous synthesis, another side it is discontinuous, because two sides it will start process. The process will be from, suppose the one strand is 3' to 5', another strand is a 5' to 3'. So oppositically, the again another strand will be 5' to 3'. You can see the arrows. Another side, because of this continuous strand, it is called it is called here only. See this one, this is called the leading strand. I'm going to explain for 10 minutes same process. Keep focusing on that. So these, to start, where this replication is starting, that is called origin of site, ori site. And here the double helix starts unwinding. To open this helix, DNA helicase enzyme will helpful. It opens, unwinds and opens. Then hydrogen bonds will be dissolved. There will be enzymes. There will be one enzyme here, and another enzyme will be here, and another enzyme will work on here, each one having different functions. So those enzymes which are DNA polymerase 1, also topoisomerase, even DNA gyrases. Though now getting separated into two single strands. These strands are, the opening is called unzipping of DNA. Double helix separated and Y-shaped appearance is called replication fork. The both separated single strand DNA acts as templates. So the RNA primer here, this is called RNA primer. RNA primase will work there. What it will do? It will start synthesizing the new fragment. So here the DNA pol1 repair engine, which fills the gaps where it is to attach again to next DNA. So these right side, the right strand, the small fragments, these are called Okazaki fragments. So these Okazaki fragments discontinuously away from replication fork, and the strand is called a lagging strand because it is pieces by pieces. Later the DNA ligase enzyme will attach these strands all like gum. It attaches, then the strand will be continuous. So here this enzyme takes ATP, adenosine triphosphate, to attach, so sealing the sugar phosphate backbone. So here like this, the synthesis of DNA proceed towards the both directions of the horizon bidirectional, two sides. Once the replication is finished, it will go on to next molecule. So both daughter DNA molecules anyway you have seen there. So next process they have given. I hope you understand DNA replication. If you read many times, you will understand point by point. So next one is the central dogma. When the message is transferring from the synthesis of self DNA from DNA, it is called replication. The next one from DNA to RNA, it is called transcription. They have given the definition as the process of copying the genetic information from one strand of the DNA into another strand. So here how the genetic information passes from DNA to RNA. So here you can see the so much of explanation, but we will move on to transcription unit. Before, you have to know about what is the transcription unit. The diagram they have given. The next, the transcription unit contains mainly, see this diagram carefully, the strand which is in blue color, that is 3' to 5', and another green strand which is coding strand. that is 5 prime to 3 prime. So which is blue, that is template strand, which is parent strand, which is coding, coming and attaching and coding the genetic code where the nucleotides will have AUGC, all these. We are going to know about this here. This is called the transcription unit, is nothing but the red box has shown the starting, which is called promoter. The second is called terminator. To start the process, promoter is important. See, the promoter is important here. It is a starting site. What will happen here? So the promoter will provide binding site for here. The RNA polymerase will bind here. It will be different in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So here the binding will be like this. The part here, Tata box, it is called the Tata box. The red box is called Tata box. So presence of promoter defines template and coding strands. The position of promoter changed with the terminator. Along with the terminator, the nucleotides here, that strand will be reversed. And later, once process is normal, then codings will start coming, then the strand will come into normal position. So here the sequences of nitrogen base RNA transcribed from template strand same as coding strand of DNA of thymine. Suppose for RNA it is uracil. So what the terminator will do? For process like the terminator will end the reaction. So here there is a something different, the transcription unit and gene, and you see here there is a point of polycistronic and monocistronic, because in eukaryotes the gene will be monocistronic, because generally if you know the structure of cell, eukaryotic cell, the nucleus will be, true nucleus will be there. So RNA should come from the nucleus to outside cytoplasm, it should come. Because of that, single gene is responsible for many that's why monocistronic. Cistron is the gene, single gene, which is coding for the synthesis should happen. So here it is called as single gene. When it is poly, it will be many. So poly means opposite to monocistronic. Collinearity of genes means prokaryotic genes code for many proteins. Many genes code for many proteins during protein synthesis. That is why prokaryote is a polycistronic, because prokaryote will not have prokaryote will not have any nucleus, so it can do his transcription in center cytoplasm itself. So see, there are many, see the next diagram, there are types of RNA, and see this diagram carefully. I am going to explain this diagram. Try to understand this. The transcription in, this is the difference between, they might, question has come as explain the process of transcription in prokaryote separate eukaryote. Otherwise, the differences between transcription of eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So you have to know the process will be always, the steps will be initiation and elongation and termination. See the double helix DNA, first this one, very colorful the diagram, the DNA helix which is there. See the promoter will start there. There is a sigma factor here. What sigma factor will help? In transcription unit, the RNA polymerase should help to bind. Sigma factor will help in binding the enzyme to DNA helix, only to attach. Even at the end, again rho factor is there in termination process. There also The function of that is also rho factor. What it do here? Basically, if you see the yellow fragment here, that is RNA, how it is coming and attaching there and newly synthesize the coding, that RNA will have two kind of sequences, exons and introns. Okay, those exons and introns, which are exons are coding and introns are non-coding. So even next diagram you will about to know fully. Be on this diagram only. So in initiation process, the RNA polymerase binds to specific site of DNA called promoter. So here DNA dependent RNA polymerase will be present, especially RNA polymerase. So here initiation fragment will start the synthesis. So one by one it opens the loop, the enzyme opens the loop, and ribonucleoside triphosphate, which are called RNTPs, here on the RNA strand, polymerizes into DNA template following the rule of complementarily the coding sequence, which are yellow with the pink segments here, the coding attaching the base pairs are automatically doing the process. So only a short stretch of polymerized RNA remains with the DNA, binds with the enzyme. This polymerization continue till the enzyme reaches the terminator gene. It continues till it goes to termination. So here the terminator factor RNA polymerase recognizes now where is the terminator box. I have told there. It will go, rho factor will come and attach to stop the process. Here one peptide of the chain RNA strand newly synthesized has come, it will release into the cytoplasm. So here the RNA polymerase separates from the DNA and transcribed into RNA. So the RNA strand automatically, like this, many RNA strands will make one protein. So now I'll move on to next, transcription in eukaryotes. See the diagram. See, there are, this is the description you can write. See the next diagram carefully. This is what transcription in eukaryotes. Here, see the diagram again. It is difference is the here no sigma factors, nothing like that. But here, what is RNA splicing and what is capping and tailing polyadenylation we will learn. So this is what you see the diagram, which is light yellow and dark yellow are there. Introns, which are dark brown, which are non-coding, we no need those. We no need those. So it will automatically get deleted. All exons together get donated. See the cap to remove those. The cappings came at GPPP. It is showing, which is called here. If you see capping unstable methylene methyl guanosine triphosphate, GCAP nothing but GMPPP, it is there. G is guanosine, M is methyl, and triphosphate, three phosphates are there. When it is adding the round structures there, circle structures, then polyadenylation, another side light green structures are adding, the tail will be extended. How? By adenylate residues, the new nucleotides will get added in another side. So here RNA pol 1, RNA polymerase 2, RNA polymerase 3, all these will be helpful and process the exact synthesis of new full yellow and light green color, the new RNA, which is mRNA. Here mRNA is nothing but messenger RNA. tRNA is transfer RNA, rRNA is ribosomal RNA. So RNA splicing here, the process of splicing represents RNA world. So the split arrangement of RNA is happens here. So these introns will get removed and exons joined together is called matured mRNA. That is what is also called splicing. So splicing, along with splicing, these polyadenylation spliceosome will be helpful. So transcription process will end at the with once the mature RNA happened here. hnRNA also heterogeneous RNA. There will be synthesis of small RNAs. Many will be, that is not required there, but in eukaryotes there will be hnRNA, snRNA, siRNA. Okay. In for the next class I will explain you translation process. I hope you understood this. Thank you. Apsara 30 minutes చేస్తాను ఇంకంటే మేడం